The Amazon has always been a place where logic feels weak, a place so massive, so alive, that even scientists hesitate before calling it understood. From above, it looks endless, a green ocean swallowing roads, villages, and even time itself. For centuries, explorers believed they had finally mapped its secrets. They measured its width, calculated its speed, and traced its journey from mountains to the sea. Humanity thought the story was complete, but the Amazon was never done telling it. Because deep beneath that roaring surface, far below the mud, roots, and ancient rock, something impossible was moving in silence. No waves, no sound, no sunlight, just a slow, hidden flow stretching across an entire continent. For years, no one suspected it existed, and when the truth finally surfaced, it shook science in a way nobody expected. A river beneath a river, not a myth, not a legend, a real flowing mystery buried 4 kilometers underground. And the question that changed everything was simple. How could something this enormous stay hidden for so long? The Amazon River is not just a river, it is a force. Every second, it releases more fresh water into the Atlantic Ocean than any other river on Earth. Its size is so overwhelming that sailors once collected drinkable water far out at sea because the salt simply disappeared. During the rainy season, the river expands so widely that standing on one bank, the other side vanishes into the horizon. Locals don't even call it a river, they call it a moving sea. Generations grew up believing the Amazon was the final word in rivers. School books debated whether it was longer than the Nile. Scientists argued about numbers, charts, and satellite images. But one thing felt certain: nothing on this planet could rival it, not in volume, not in power, not in mystery. But while the world argued about measurements on the surface, something unseen was happening below. Beneath layers of soil that had not seen sunlight for millions of years, water was traveling patiently, slowly, almost secretly. It didn't rush like the Amazon above. It didn't roar. It didn't flood. It simply moved, steady and unstoppable, following the same direction, like a shadow that never leaves its owner. What nobody expected was that the Amazon was not alone. The discovery didn't begin with excitement. It began quietly, buried inside boring scientific data that most people would ignore. Brazilian geophysicists were drilling deep into the ground, studying underground water flow across the Amazon basin. Hundreds of boreholes were dug over decades, sensors were lowered, temperatures were measured, pressure was recorded. At first, everything seemed normal. But then patterns started appearing, strange ones. Water was moving underground, not randomly, not trapped, but flowing, and not just flowing anywhere. It was moving in one clear direction, west to east, exactly like the Amazon River above it. That shouldn't have been possible. Groundwater usually spreads slowly, unpredictably. It doesn't behave like a river. But here's the twist. This underground flow wasn't small. As data from more locations was compared, the truth became impossible to ignore. Something massive was happening beneath the forest floor, something wider than most rivers on the planet, something that had likely been flowing for millions of years without a single human knowing its name. In 2011, scientists finally said it out loud. Beneath the Amazon River, about 4 kilometers underground, there is another river. They named it Rio Hamza, after the lead researcher who helped uncover its existence.
But calling it a river almost feels wrong, because Hamza doesn't flow like water, you know? It moves incredibly slowly, just a few millimeters per second. You wouldn't hear it, you wouldn't see it, you wouldn't feel it. And yet, its width is estimated between 200 and 400 kilometers, making it far wider than the Amazon itself. Imagine that for a moment. a river so wide it could swallow entire countries, hidden beneath the largest rainforest on Earth, moving silently, patiently, unnoticed. What makes this discovery even more unsettling is how closely the two rivers are connected. The Hamza River follows the same path as the Amazon, same direction, same origin region near the Andes Mountains, same destination, the Atlantic Ocean. But while the Amazon crashes into the ocean with visible force, Hamza slips into the depths, merging quietly with seawater far below the surface. It's like the Amazon has a twin, one loud, one silent, one visible, one buried. And that raises an uncomfortable thought. How many other secrets are buried beneath places we think we understand? The Amazon basin itself is already enormous. It covers an area so large that you could fit multiple countries inside it and still have space left over. 8 Pakistans, 2 Indias, nearly all of Europe, and that's just the surface. Below it lies a geological history older than humanity. When continents were still connected, when Africa and South America were one, water systems behaved very differently. Scientists believe that long before the Andes rose high enough to block ancient flows, rivers in this region moved in completely opposite directions. Over time, mountains formed, land shifted, and water adapted, but not all of it changed course. Some of it stayed below. The Hamza River is not carved by erosion like surface rivers. It exists because water slowly seeps through porous rock layers deep underground. Over millions of years, gravity and pressure created a pathway, a hidden highway for water beneath the earth. But here's what makes it unsettling. If this underground river exists beneath the Amazon, then it's possible similar systems exist elsewhere, undetected, unmeasured, unseen. And that realization changes how we look at our planet. The Amazon rainforest has always been portrayed as wild, dangerous, and unpredictable. Poisonous frogs, electric eels, insects whose bite feels like a bullet tearing through flesh, ancient tribes still untouched by modern civilization, and fossils of creatures so massive they feel unreal, like Titanoboa, a snake longer than a bus, heavy enough to crush its prey without effort. Yet the most powerful thing in the Amazon isn't a predator. It's water. Water that shapes climate. Water that controls rainfall across continents. Water that feeds oceans. And now, water that flows beneath everything we thought we knew. When scientists announced the Hamza River, many people struggled to believe it. Some argued it wasn't a true river. Others questioned the definition. But the data didn't lie. Sensors showed movement, pressure gradients confirmed flow, and the scale was undeniable. What nobody expected was how this discovery would humble science itself. For decades, humanity believed satellites had revealed Earth's final secrets. We mapped forests from space, measured ice from orbit, tracked rivers with digital precision, and still, a massive river flowed beneath one of the most studied regions on the planet without detection. That means our planet is not done surprising us, and the emotional weight of that realization is heavy. Because if something this enormous can exist unseen, then our understanding of Earth is far smaller than we like to admit. The Amazon doesn't just carry water, it carries a message. A reminder that nature does not reveal itself all at once. It waits, it hides, it tests our patience and our arrogance. The Hamza River doesn't roar, it doesn't flood cities, it doesn't demand attention. It simply exists, ancient, quiet, unstoppable, flowing long before humans arrived, flowing long after we're gone. And maybe that's the most powerful part of this story. Because while humans argue over borders, measurements, and names, the Earth continues its work beneath our feet, silent, patient, unconcerned with recognition. So the next time you see an image of the Amazon River stretching across the map, remember this:
you're only seeing half the story. Below that green ocean, beneath layers of history and stone, another river is moving, invisible, immense, and proof that the world still holds secrets big enough to change everything we think we know. And the most haunting question remains: if the Amazon was hiding a river beneath it all this time, what else is still waiting to be discovered?